20 Acadiana teams remain alive as we head into the second round of the playoffs. Acadiana's trio of #1 teams keeping their eyes set on the Dome. Acadiana, Jennings, and CARENCRO remain at the top of their classes. The Bears, advancing on a forfeit last week, are back at the Crow Dome hosting DeRidder. The Dragons, no pushover, earned their spot in the second round with a 27-0 win last week. Meanwhile, CARENCRO not the only team tasting its first postseason for the first time tonight. Across the state, top select school teams come off first-round byes. That included STM, Lafayette Christian, and Notre Dame. AES also seeing their first action off a forfeit. And those last two, Notre Dame and Ascension, are the topic of our game of the week. The two meeting for the first time in program history with a spot in the Division III semifinals on the line. We're in the final month of the high school football season. Some people pass out advent calendars. Tonight, I'm serving up brackets. The state football playoffs roll on, and so do we. Friday Night Football starts now. And welcome inside the KATC studio. I'm Andrew Clay, or I like to say tonight, I'm Professor Andrew Clay. I feel studious.
Some professor vibes.
Seth Lewis, Brandon Aldridge will join us later in the show tonight. We have a unique one for you with a touch of college football and basketball sprinkled in throughout the night.
Yes, but we're going to start the way that we always do on Friday night with our Dr. Malcolm Stubbs Orthopedics Game of the Week. Ascension Episcopal has been on a special run in 2020, 7-0 on the season, including their first win over Catholic since moving into District 7-8. But the Blue Gators admitted this week that they haven't really been tested, and Notre Dame would qualify many years as a final exam. The Pios sitting at 7-1 and as the 3 seed as both teams began their playoff runs tonight. Early in the first, Notre Dame's defense is going to force AES to lose control of the ball on the punt. Actually, the special teams coming up big there with the recovery. And then the Pios recover. QB Parker Sahan will make a touchdown out of the next play, 7-0 Notre Dame. The Gators looking to respond. QB Cole Simon steps back and launches one to Blaze Blanchard. But AES can't capitalize with points on that drive. Still in the first quarter, Pios now up 14-0. Another punt gets away from the Gators, but this time they are forced into their own end zone, and it's a safety right there. Actually, that is a touchdown right there for Notre Dame. And then here,
Parker Sahan.
Absolutely. Now, on the move, that is a catch and a touchdown, but in this one, AES would end up falling as Notre Dame gets the win and advances to the next round as they are able to get the victory over AES in this game.
There it is, 43-14 tonight's final. We'll keep moving this one on to Catholic High taking on Arch Manning and Newman on the road. And boy, this was a battle. First possession, Arch Manning in trouble and tracked down by Mason Booty for the sack. Still scoreless in the second. Panthers getting to the ground. KK Reno lined up as a running back. He's also the quarterback. He'll carry this one to the 2-yard line. He'd eventually punch it in. So Catholic High going up 7-0. And it was tied 7 late into the fourth. Joseph Pleasant going up the middle as Newman takes a 14-7 lead into the final minutes of this one as they beat Catholic by a score of 14-7.
Catholic always plays Newman really tough. LCA somehow landed a 5 seed in Division III, which means traveling to Episcopal to opening their playoff run still stumped. Knights down 7 in the second quarter. Sage Ryan breaks loose for the long touchdown run, but a late field goal gave Episcopal a 10-7 halftime lead. Ryan gives LCA the lead back with a 48-yard touchdown run, but watch the very end of this. Sage appears to suffer a hamstring injury as he's tackled into the end zone. He would not return to the game, but LCA hangs on and advances 14-12.
So with the win, LCA advances to play Newman in the semifinals next week. That game should be in New Orleans, while Notre Dame will meet St. Charles in the Division III semifinals. Acadiana football is about as heavy of a favorite to win a title as any team in Louisiana, fresh off a 44-7 opening round win over Covington. The Rams hosted East Ascension tonight. Acadiana seeking a 5th straight trip to the 5A quarterfinals. Of course, a chilly evening for anyone out there tonight.
Very chilly.
Rams ball in the opening possession. Inside run the Tyvanzino. He's hit and fumbles. Spartans recover. It's Brent Aragusa But East Ascension would turn it over on the very first play, and the Rams would then go right down the field. The pitch to Zeno, no fumble here, just a 20-yard touchdown run for the Rams, who take a 6-0 lead. Same score in the second. East Ascension punting the ball, shoots straight up in the air. Caleb Arsenault is going to recover. He's going to fight out of a tackle and in for the short touchdown run.
Nice.
A 2-point conversion, 14-0 Rams with 2 quick scores. Trojans settle in for their best drive of the night, taking a 5.5 minutes off the board. Troy Dunn's short touchdown pass cuts the lead to 7 with less than 5 minutes to go in the half. That's when things burst open. Ensuing kickoff, it's Dre Anthony, shot out of a cannon. He'll go 90 yards in 11 seconds. Rams scoring 21 points in the final 5 minutes of the first half to take a 35-7 lead. They win 42-14. So Acadiana, the only 5A school advancing. The Rams will play Mandeville next week. Mandeville beating Lafayette tonight 31-8. New Iberia falls on the road, so they will not advance. They fall 34-7. So that wraps up our first quarter. I almost thought there was another bracket coming. Coming up, we will check in with the defending Division II champions, St. Thomas More, as they begin their run for a repeat.
Yeah, plus after COVID gave CARENCRO a bye in round 1, they start their road to the Dome against DeRitter. But first, it's Top Squad time on FNF.